Hello and welcome. You're watching our 12 p.m. show, and it's a very serious discussion at this point of time. If you talk about Rohit Sharma, if you talk about Virat Kohli, there are multiple updates at this point of time coming. There are discussions around the next T20I captain also, and from last evening, there's a lot of buzz around this that who's going to be the new T20I captain. Plus, today morning itself, it has come down to us that there's a very less probability of seeing both of them in that India versus Afghanistan ODI series. You talk about Virat Kohli, you talk about Rohit Sharma. There are multiple things which are at this point of time in conversation. So let me start with Shubhanda. Shubhanda, you are there at the ground. What are you hearing as far as these three things are concerned? I'll start with the Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli thing because that's quite a fresh one. You already did a video around the captaincy thing. This is quite a fresh one. So what are you exactly hearing at this point of time around Virat Kohli? Is he completely out? And what are you hearing on Rohit Sharma? Are there doubts? What percentage? Will he be available? One or two games? Anything which you want to share?
Uh, Virat Kohli looks like he's out of the Afghanistan series, Rohit, and it comes due to the fact that he picked up that injury during the final of the tournament, and that gives him very less time to recover for the Afghanistan series, and he will now have to go to the center of excellence since RCB's physio has clearly mentioned hamstring issue in his report, post-season report. That is why Virat will have to report at the center of excellence and get the clearance for the UK series as well, which is the three-match ODI series against England. So he will have to go to the COE to get that clearance as well. And as regards to Rohit Sharma, he's yet to reach the center of excellence. Hardik Pandya again, both Hardik and Rohit will be closely monitored in the next couple of days. On 6th, the selection committee will meet to pick the squad for the UK tour and of course the Asian Games as well. So for Rohit and Hardik Pandya, it is important that get at least they at least report to the center of excellence before 6th. Otherwise, it will be very tough for the selection committee to pick Rohit and Hardik for the UK tour as well. Hardik, what I am hearing is he might get into the squad, but he might not get the clearance to bowl full 10 overs, maybe 5 to 6 overs, and that is where the entire call will be on selection committee whether they want to pick him for both T20Is and ODIs, or they want to pick him just for the ODIs and rest him for the T20Is. That is a call that the selection committee will take. For Rohit, he's still touch and go. It's still doubtful. It will depend on how things go at the center of excellence for him. But looks like Virat is ruled out, and you might see Yashasvi Jaiswal. You might see Devdutt Padikkal or Ruturaj Gaikwad. Either of them coming into his place in the squad.
Shamikda, what's your understanding of these events? Means you have a Virat Kohli thing. Obviously, in the finals, we saw that multiple times the game was stopped because of that, bandaging in his. I think it was his right leg, if I'm not wrong. And then, I remember that visual also where just before hitting that six, he sent a message in the dugout. He said that, you will be coming here to celebrate, but don't jump over me because I have a sore thigh or there's a problem in the hemi. I saw that video also. But what we can say at this point of time on Virat injury, how bad it is. Can we see another
There's
asterisk mark on
another
that
video,
situation?
Rohit. While if you see RCB's celebration video, Virat was
Mhm.
dancing, I think, with Bhuvneshwar Kumar or someone. He
Mhm.
held his hamstring once and was clutching his hamstring while dancing. So
Okay.
clearly there's some issue.
Okay. Yeah, there is some issue. So, Shamikda, the question is that how bad it is. Can we see another asterisk mark on that sixth announcement when the team will be announced on 6th for the UK tour? Is there any other asterisk mark in front of Virat Kohli's name? What's the status be like? And on Rohit
Uh,
also,
Ro-
what you know on Rohit?
yeah, Rohit, what my understanding is very much in sync with what Shubhana said.
Yeah.
What I understand that Virat Kohli is all but pulled out, as because it
Mhm.
is not official. That's why I'm saying he is all but pulled out. The
Mhm.
exact nature of the injury we don't know. Exact nature of the injury, how serious it is, we don't know. but it is
Hmm.
unlikely. It is unlikely that he is going to play the ODIs against Afghanistan. Coming to Rohit, it's interesting. It's interesting in the sense the assessment, the report, like Shubhan said, the report from the RCB physio to the COE or the BCCI medical team was came with an asterisk that he has a hamstring issue. From the
Yeah.
Mumbai Indians to CEO, the communication that was sent that the Rohit is okay. Now, BCCI will not go by what uh, Mumbai Indians medical team is saying. They will
Yes.
have its own assessment, and Rohit needs to turn up at COE, and
Hmm.
he needs to be assessed by that is as per protocol, and he needs to be assessed by the BCCI physios and BCCI medical team. He might not turn up at the COE if he feels that he doesn't want to turn up at the COE and go directly to New Chandigarh, because there would be a camp, and Shubhan reported that yesterday. There would be a camp with the white ball squad that will be in concurrence with the test, and the support staff would split. That is also then that becomes an extension of COE in terms of injury assessment, because Team India physio will assess him, Team India medical staff will assess him. That, but what I am told that whatever it is, it has to come not I mean not I mean has to come by early next week latest, if not on Saturday, but at least by Monday. At
Yeah.
least by Monday or Tuesday, it should come, because after that, this is selectors might not wait. And that is one thing. And Shuan is absolutely right in his report saying that there is a question mark over Hardik whether he can bowl 10 overs. That is the big question.
Hmm.
T20 cricket, he bowled him after coming back from the injury, but that is 4 overs. But whether he can bowl 10 overs, that is the question. Earlier, even with an asterisk, BCCI or the selectors used to include Hardik Pandya in the squad, but this time they are not that desperate. They are not that desperate, because they are in the process of grooming a different set of all-rounders, like Nitish Kumar Reddy, stuff like that, with an eye on the 2027 50 over World Cup, because there has always been a question mark over Hardik's fitness and whether he can last the distance. So that is the thing. This is at this time, selectors are not that desperate that even if Hardik is not able to bowl 10 overs, he will have to be picked. So that is a question mark. So Shubhan is absolutely right in his report, and this is the status, or this is my understanding as regards Rohit is concerned. And Virat Kohli, I think it is all but ruled out.
Hmm. Vaibhav, as per the replacements, there are multiple names, floating at this point of time. But I don't think that there will be much for selectors to do or to, brainstorming over it, because we saw in the South Africa series when there's, injuries were there, you have proper replacement at that point of time. So be it a Rohit Sharma, you have a Yashasvi Jaiswal. Be it a Virat Kohli, you have a maybe in place of Shreyas Iyer, you went with Ruturaj Gaikwad. So there is a possibility that you don't have to brainstorm it too much, and you have your regular replacements in place.
Yeah, I don't think there is too much to ponder upon for the selectors because, as you said, if Rohit gets ruled out, you have a Yashasvi Jaiswal ready, who's obviously not part of the initial squad but can be called in as a replacement. And then you have a Ruturaj Gaikwad, who was picked as a top order batter for the South Africa series, but then was later used as a number four and then scored a century and then was dropped for the New Zealand series. Why he was dropped at that time we were discussing that after scoring a century, after doing well, then you are getting dropped. Obviously, then selectors had that point that we cannot pick more than 15 players for this particular series. So that was their point. But I think it's a very straight up call. Ruturaj Gaikwad and Yashasvi Jaiswal. If Rohit and Virat both gets ruled out. If suppose Rohit gets ruled out, then obviously it's Yashasvi Jaiswal. But and you have an Ishan Kishan obviously there in the squad. KL Rahul will be the first choice wicket keeper. But I think if Rohit gets ruled out, then it will be Ishan Kishan who will be used as an opener before Yashasvi Jaiswal because Ishan was picked as the first. Ishan was part of the first initial squad, and then if gets ruled out, then it will be Ruturaj Gaikwad who should be there as a first choice. But then if they are looking at somebody like Devdutt Padikkal, Then Devdutt Padikkal has scored truckload of runs in Vijay Hazare Trophy. If you look at the charts, then he was the second highest run scorer. He's been in brilliant form even in the IPL. He's there a part of the Test squad as well. So Devdutt Padikkal also makes a case, as is Tilak Varma. Tilak Varma, I think that was a press conference that Ajit Agarkar did in Dubai, where he said, we can groom Tilak Varma as future number three. So obviously, Tilak Varma is a part of future white ball plans. So if they are looking outside of Ruturaj Gaikwad, because if from my point of view, if Rohit gets ruled out, then obviously it's Yashasvi as well. If they opt for a replacement, because they have a Ishan Kishan as an opener, but if Virat gets ruled out, then they have option. If they are not looking at Ruturaj Gaikwad, then they can probably look at a Devdutt Padikkal or a Tilak Varma. Going by stats, it should be Devdutt Padikkal. The number of runs he scored, not just this season, even last Vijay Hazare Trophy was good. So I think it's straight call up for selectors. As you said, there shouldn't be a lot of brainstorming in this.
Okay. Coming to you, Shubhanda, again, when you talk about this particular thing about the injuries, is there an opportunity, in this for the selectors also to just try if they want to, is there an outside chance where they can go for a Vaibhav Suryavanshi also? Like means that there is a lot of buzz around him. We are, I think, very sure that he will get a place on that UK plane, who's going for first for the Ireland, the Northern Ireland part, and then for the England part. Are you looking this discussion on that point of view also, that a young Vaibhav Suryavanshi, maybe a game against Afghanistan, a couple of games against Afghanistan, and you can see him before that Ireland tour, that what exactly he can do, and it's going to be a big message around. Then look what we have at this point of time in our stores. So, is there any kind of surprises you are looking forward to, that someone like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi coming into the squad?
I would love to see Vaibhav in the ODI setup as well, but I don't think that is going to be a possibility as of now.
Okay.
It will be very very unfair on Yashasvi Jaiswal if you don't pick him in case Rohit is deemed not unfit for the ODI series. It will be very very unfair, and given
Then
that
give
Yashasvi's
Jaiswal
part,
2 games, 1 game to Suryavanshi. Give Jaiswal 2 games, 1 game to Suryavanshi.
you have a Nishan Kishan as well. You have a Nishan
Yes.
Kishan as well, who is your backup opener. Plus, he can bat at number three as well,
But
like
then, but
he
then
was doing in.
Suryavanshi is someone you can supersede him. The kind of batter he is, you can
He can
supersede him. I don't
supersede
think there
anyone.
will
He can supersede anyone. As Virat said, "एक बिहारी सब पे भारी game over." उसके बाद game over. So he can supersede anyone. The kind of talent he has, he can supersede anyone. But right now, I think, given the ODI World Cup is in South Africa, you want to win it desperately after losing the 23 World Cup final. I think India will look for more stable options rather than going for an outside pick like a Vaibhav Suryavanshi. He has done exceedingly well. He should be there in that flight for the Ireland T20Is and England T20Is. But I am a bit not sure whether he should be straight away brought into the ODI setup as well. He can. I'll be very happy if he finds a name for himself, but it will be very, very unfair on Yashasvi. I think Yashasvi, if Rohit is unfit, I think Yashasvi should get at least a full series to show what he's capable of, and Yashasvi will be hungry. Yashasvi will be hungry after getting overshadowed for the last couple of not couple of months, in fact, last couple of years across formats. He's not playing the ODIs, he's not playing the T20Is, so he would be hungry to showcase what he's capable of. He was completely overshadowed in the IPL as well. So I think it is the right time to uh, go with Yashasvi in case Rohit is not fit, and check whether he has that hunger to go on and score a couple of centuries against Afghanistan and make his spot his own. And I think selection committee would be looking for such players who can give at least one century out of the three matches, and that will make life very, very difficult for Virat and Rohit going forward in case their backup options click in this Afghanistan series. But let's see what happens to Rohit at the center of excellence. That will give us a fairer idea on what is going to happen in regards to the replacements. Today is a press conference of the Indian team. I am hoping that Gautam Gambhir comes for the PC. If not GG, then I am expecting KL Rahul, who is the vice captain. But if the head coach comes, I think no better day than today to have a conversation with Gautam Gambhir about all things Indian cricket. So let's see. I'm going for the Afghanistan PC right now. So let's see. I'll join you guys later, possibly for
Sure.
a Hindi live after the PC. India PC.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay.
But Shamida, as far as the captaincy thing is concerned, there are a lot of discussions around the captaincy part also. Your take from that captaincy discussion, what's going on at this point of time, how it all started, how it all ended, is it ended, or there is a last minute twist and turn, maybe a last minute drama into it? Is there anything?
I don't think so, Rohit. I don't think there would be a last minute or an 11th hour drama. Actually, the thing is that even towards the back end of the IPL, the selectors were, I can give you the entire timeline. Even towards the back end of the IPL, the selectors were reluctant to remove Surya. They are hoping that there would be a big knock, there would be a match winning knock, a century or something, because they are reluctant to summarily dismiss someone who led India to the T20 World Cup prime. It is not like people are saying that they have removed Rohit Sharma also, but it is not like the same. Rohit Sharma's thing was done out 6 months after winning the Champions Trophy, and there was that focus on 2027 World Cup, but this is just after 2 months. So selectors were reluctant, but then again, Surya's runs dried up. He tried everything. I can tell you, he worked his socks off at the nets, but sometimes it doesn't happen. So once that was happening, they decided to change in captaincy. And once Surya was not there as captain, his position as a batsman also became untenable because he is being removed because of his batting form, not of his poor captaincy. Because he hasn't lost a series as a captain, as a T20I captain, and he has won the World Cup. So it is down to his batting form. So it was the decision was taken that he will not be part of the squad. So he will not be part of the squad. So they need a new captain. So who could he could be? Shreya Shayyar. Shreya Shayyar. I Shreya, Shreya Shayyar. The thing is that there were a few question marks. I will not name. I will not name here, and it will not be proper. But there were a few question marks. But eventually, it has been decided that will lead, and he is the best man to lead. He is already the ODI vice captain, and the way he has led Punjab Kings over the last 2 years, although they failed to reach the playoffs this time around, the way they have led, and Shreyas, it has seen that captaincy at this level, at the IPL level, hasn't bogged him down as a batsman. So that is the thing. And Tilak will be his deputy. Very, very likely Tilak will go to Asian Games as captain because that series clashes with the home series against West Indies. So it would be a split side. And very likely Tilak will be captaining India at the Asian Games. But this is how it is. This is how who is against who is backing whom. That is now irrelevant. Now it has sort of and selection committee made its presence felt. That I'll say selection committee as regards this thing. Gautam Gambhir's inputs are very important also, but selection committee also made its presence felt, and it is now all but finalized. Until there is an official announcement, we cannot technically we cannot say it has been finalized, but we can say it has now been all but finalized that Sreyash is the new captain and Tilak is his deputy.
What about your inputs on this? The captaincy change, is there anything which surprised you at this point of time, or you think no, it's the right way to move forward?
I think before the World Cup also we had plenty of discussions around the same topic even before the start of the New Zealand series, the last assignment before the World Cup, that if Surya fails to click in the World Cup as a batter, then his future, even if India wins, then also it will not be guaranteed that Surya will stay because a new cycle will start. And as it happened with Rohit as well, you remember the whole T20 World Cup. It means that Champions Trophy last year, Rohit played that final knock, the most important knock came in the final, and that was his only knock that he played in the Champions Trophy, and that made India win the World Champions Trophy. This T20 World Cup, if you look at the first game against USA, it was Surya Kumar Yadav who emerged as a savior when India had a collapse, had a batting collapse. But that was only one-off innings. After that, you didn't see runs coming from Surya's bat. Although he's been in form, he's been batting well in the nets, but ultimately you have to go out and score runs. That's how you are going to get your place. That's how you are going to earn your place in the team. And obviously, whenever India squad was going to pick, it was always about can Surya be there in the team purely on the basis of the fact that he has not lost a series or multi-nation event as captain. He cannot play purely as a captain because you have options. If you don't have better captaincy options or not as a good tactician as Surya is, then you might have considered that. But you have plenty of leadership options or people whom you can look at as future leaders like Tilak Verma. So I don't think there was any doubt. It was all about Surya, how Surya performs in the IPL. Because if you look at Surya's record as batter ever since he has taken captaincy, his average has been below 25. Now compare it with how Surya was as purely as a batter when he played under Virat or Rohit. And look at the last IPL season, he scored over 700 runs. But how many he scored for India in T20s? That you have to look at. But just because he had a great IPL, he carried he was back for the Asia Cup as well, and then we knew that it doesn't matter how poor he performs, he will be India's captain at the T20 World Cup. But now that cycle is gone. Now selectors are looking ahead, and I think it's the right way now. New cycles begins, you have the option. Shreyas Iyer last year, he was the one who was left out, and we had a lot of discussions around that. He should have been one of the first choice players in the Asia Cup squad, but that didn't happen. So that time he was unfortunate. I think now right things have been done for Shreyas Iyer in the last few months. He was first appointed as the vice captain of the ODI team, and now he's on the verge of being appointed as the T20I captain. I think it's the right way moving ahead. It was the right way when Gill was also appointed as the ODI captain. It was the right decision at that time as well. I think the selectors are doing things in a right manner. And also what it does, Shreyas Iyer's appointment, if he gets appointed as T20I captain, there will be pressure on Shubman Gill as well because he's there as vice captain as well. He's already lost two series. Obviously, his sample size is very small. Two series out of the three he has captained. South Africa he didn't captain. KL Rahul was the captain. So he has already lost two series, New Zealand and Australia. There will be pressure from Shreyas Iyer if he gets appointed as T20I captain because he's there as deputy, vice captain of the ODI team as well. So one or two series lost more in ODIs, it will be pressure on Shubman Gill as well.
So let's see whatever we can, at this point of time, know. We shared it with you, but there are a lot of developments today. Only there is a Apex Council meeting, not for the captaincy thing or not for the decision on that, but maybe some informal communications in that meeting also. But we will try to give you all, and related to all of this, we'll try to give you all the details. So stay connected. Keep on subscribing and liking the video and subscribe to the channel, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much. Have a good day.